The Biography of Vladimir Putin, Russia's power figure. Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin was born on October 7, 1952, in Leningrad, today known as St. Petersburg, Russia. Growing up in a modest communal apartment with his parents, Vladimir learned the value of discipline, resilience, and survival in post-war Soviet life. His father, a factory worker and World War II veteran, and his mother, a devout woman of humble means, instilled in him strong patriotism and perseverance. As a boy, Putin was fascinated by stories of Soviet spies and the secret world of intelligence. That fascination would one day shape his life and his path to power. In school, Putin was quiet, reserved but ambitious. He joined a judo club at the age of 12, where he developed a lifelong passion for martial arts. Judo taught him strategy, patience, and the ability to stay calm under pressure, traits that would later define his political career. After graduating from Leningrad State University with a degree in law in 1975, Putin was recruited into the KGB, the Soviet Union's powerful security agency. For over 15 years, he served as an intelligence officer, mostly in East Germany, where he learned German and sharpened his skills in observation, negotiation, and secrecy. When the Soviet Union collapsed in 1991, Putin's world changed overnight. He returned to Russia and began working for the mayor of St. Petersburg, Anatoly Sobchak, who became his political mentor. Putin was known for his loyalty and efficiency, climbing the ranks quietly but effectively. His work caught the attention of officials in Moscow, and by the late 1990s, he had entered national politics. In 1998, President Boris Yeltsin appointed Putin as head of the Federal Security Service, FSB, the successor to the KGB. His reputation as a disciplined and capable administrator quickly spread. Then, in August 1999, Yeltsin named Putin as Prime Minister of Russia, a move that surprised many but signaled the rise of a new era. When Yeltsin unexpectedly resigned on December 31, 1999, Vladimir Putin became acting president of Russia. Within months, he was officially elected president, marking the beginning of one of the most powerful and controversial political careers in modern history. As president, Putin promised to restore stability to a country that had suffered years of economic hardship and political chaos after the fall of the Soviet Union. His leadership style was firm, decisive, and often uncompromising. Under his rule, Russia experienced rapid economic growth in the early 2000s, fueled by rising oil and gas prices. Millions of Russians saw their living standards improve, and many credited Putin with bringing pride and order back to the nation. Yet, Putin's rise also came with accusations of authoritarianism. Independent media were restricted, political opposition faced pressure, and power became increasingly centralized around him. For supporters, Putin was the strong leader Russia needed to reclaim its global influence. For critics, he was a symbol of shrinking freedoms and state control. Putin's influence extended far beyond politics. He cultivated an image of strength and masculinity, riding horses, flying planes, and practicing judo before cameras. These images portrayed him as both a protector and a national hero, admired by many Russians for his confidence and decisiveness. On the world stage, Putin positioned Russia as a counterbalance to Western powers, often challenging the influence of the United States and NATO. Over the years, Putin navigated complex international crises, from conflicts in Chechnya and Georgia to the annexation of Crimea in 2014, which reshaped global politics. His actions drew both condemnation and admiration. Despite sanctions and criticism from the West, Putin maintained a loyal base at home, driven by a sense of nationalism and pride in Russia's renewed strength. By the 2020s, Vladimir Putin had become one of the longest-serving leaders in Russian history. His tenure reflected both stability and controversy, an era defined by his iron grip on power, his vision of a strong Russia, and his complex relationship with the rest of the world. Whether seen as a protector of Russian sovereignty or a ruler unwilling to share power, Putin's influence remains undeniable. In the story of modern Russia, Vladimir Putin stands as a towering figure, one who rose from the shadows of Soviet intelligence to command one of the world's most powerful nations. His journey from a humble apartment in Leningrad to the Kremlin is a story of ambition, strategy, and resilience. For over 2 decades, he has shaped the fate of a country and influenced the course of global politics. Love him or fear him, Vladimir Putin remains a symbol of Russia's power, mystery, and unyielding determination.